Shall we start by just with a word of prayer? Heavenly Father, we are honored that we get to do what you do best, and that is to empower people so that they can have dominion. We do ask that the time we shall spend here will be honorable to your name. We pray that you will sharpen our understanding, give us wisdom and knowledge. I pray that the participants will not only benefit from the process, but I pray that you will give them the ability to create wealth, because that is your ultimate goal, to give us ability to create wealth in the area of our finances. We thank you and we honor you. It's in your name, Jesus, we pray. And everyone says what? Amen. Welcome. So this is the drill. We have 3 judges. Time is a non-negotiable. Let me say that again. Time is a non-negotiable. There's going to be a clock behind you. There's a clock behind you. By the time you reach 4 minutes, wind down. So that by the time it clocks 5 minutes, your mic is on your chest. Five minutes, your mic is where? Don't allow the judges to tell you time is up. When you do that, you're going to be losing marks. So if you have 90 at the end, we'll subtract marks out of it. These are the rules of the game. The judges will ask whatever questions they want. Your answer should be simple and what? Precise. If you don't know the answer, it's okay to say, I don't know. I don't know doesn't mean you're wrong. I don't know simply means you don't know. When you come to stand, we want you to stand here, so that you are able to have visibility to the audience, but also to the judges, so that you can also refer to the PowerPoint if you need to. I've been told you've been prepared well by your coaches. Dr. Noelin, tumukubireko mungalo. I'm told she has done her best, and she told me something that I'm waiting to see. She told me everything you have is where? Here. So you don't even need the PowerPoint. Roger is another one of our judges. He's our deacon here at church. He's a seasoned businessman. So put your hands together for Roger. And myself, I'll also be one of the judges. I'm curious to see what's happening. This is the order. So take a picture, take whatever, get to know your order. So the prices, 3 million matching your investment, up to a tune of 3 million. Matching your investment to a tune of 2 million and a tune of 1 million. Matching your what? Investment. Let the game begin.
Thank you, Pastor Andrew. Good morning once again. I know you're ready. Please don't disappoint. Yes, we'll invite our first speaker or presenter, Frida.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frida Buhwa, and my business name is Canos Mushroom Enterprises. My business is just starting, so the problem I'm solving, there's a high demand for mushrooms, but the supply is actually low. The second problem I'm solving is that so many people want healthy foods, and mushroom is actually one of them because it's very nutritious. So the target customers I have restaurants, I have hotels, I have markets like Nakasero, I have pharmaceutical companies because mushrooms have medicinal value. I also have different markets and catering services. My value proposition is that we are actually bringing premium organic mushrooms. They are dried, they are fresh, and we're actually adding value. And then also we are able to deliver them quickly. My business mainly is adding value. That's the focus I'm focusing on. So going straight to the cost structure, I need a structure to put in the mushroom garden, and that will cost about 300,000. I'm looking at a solar dryer. The solar dryer goes for 1.5 to 2 million, and this is long term. But short term, I'll set up a temporary structure, which will go for about 800,000. I'm also looking at milling machine. A milling machine will be able to grind the mushrooms into powder, and that powder is going to be used for porridge, for sauce, and different things. The milling machine goes for 800,000. The other cost I'm looking at are the raw materials for mushroom, and that is a garden goes at 10,000 each. I'm also looking at operating costs, that is utilities, transportation, and all that. Going straight into my revenue streams, I'll be selling fresh mushrooms. A kilo of fresh mushrooms is 10,000 shillings. Selling dried mushrooms, a kilo minimum is 30,000. It can go to 70 or 100,000. The other thing I'll be selling are value-added products like powder, and that goes for about 100,000. The other thing I'll be looking at is most people are looking for mushroom gardens when you're starting up. So when I'm established enough, I'll be selling those mushroom gardens, and each goes for 10,000. Another thing I'll be looking at is training people who are coming into the industry, and I'll be giving them advice, and that will also be a type of revenue. Why do I want you guys to invest in my business? One is that mushrooms take 3 months to be harvested. Yeah, and each garden takes 10,000 shillings. So if I'm saying in a year, I'll be harvesting 4 times in a year. And because I'm actually adding value, so that means my products will actually be sold at a higher price. Then the other thing why I'm adding value is that mushrooms are known to have 90% of water content. And when you harvest them, only 45% of that actually reaches the market. So me adding value to the mushrooms is actually giving them a longer shelf life. So if I'm giving them a longer shelf life, meaning if I put them in supermarkets, they can be sold for a long period of time. The other thing why you need to invest in my business is that I'm going to create labor. I'm creating labor for Ugandans. There are Ugandans out there who don't have employment. So they will be working for me. The other thing is that I'm promoting a healthy lifestyle. Because many people out there are looking for healthy foods, and some people are tired of meat. Yeah? So mushroom contains 60% of protein and different other properties. So when you're buying the mushroom, you're actually living a healthy life. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Frida. I know it's frightening to start. You did an awesome job. So I'll invite the judges if they have any questions or feedback for you.
When you are speaking, I'm curious to know your supply. Because when I look at your streams of income and your supply chain, I don't see them adding. What volume are you looking at the supply? Because you've told me mushrooms are heavily water content. So 25% is the powder. And then the other one that is raw, it has no shelf life. So when you look at the supply, what supply are you looking at to give you that income?
If I've understood your question, the fresh mushrooms, if you're looking at one garden, you will get 1.5 kilograms out of it.
A garden is what? An acre, half an acre?
No. We call them spans. I don't know how I can demonstrate, but it's sort of a box. You know how a Ronzori bottle is? But a little bit, actually let me use cookies. Cookies which are packed in containers. So that's the size of a mushroom garden. So Out of that, you get 1.5 kilograms. That's a fresh mushroom. But to get dried mushrooms, you need 10 kilograms of the fresh ones to get 1 kilogram of dried mushroom.
Yes, and that's when I look at what is your supply, who is supplying? Because if you need 10 kilos and you are converting it into dry, what is your supply chain? Because I see a supply issue. But in your pitching, you're pitching a turning of buying a machine to dry, but I see a supply issue. Because already you've said supply is scarcity. One
Yes.
of your points is it is scarce.
Yes.
And yet you want to add value, meaning you need more mushrooms.
Yes, that is true.
In your pitching, I didn't hear anything concerning on solving the supply problem. Your
Okay,
pitching
I've
was not
understood.
about supply problem.
I've understood. So, can I answer that?
Yes, ma'am.
So, concerning supply, since mushrooms can be grown at home, the point is doing it at home. But setting up different structures, so many structures, so that I have how should I say? So that the harvest is plenty. That's what I'm trying to say. So definitely when you have different structures, I only talked about setting up one structure, which is 300. But long term, I'm looking at setting up a structure like in this place, and I'm able to harvest maybe, let's say, 15,000 kilograms of mushrooms.
When you spoke about your selling point,
Yes.
you're targeting supermarkets,
Yes.
hotels, and restaurants. Currently, there is a URA compliance.
Yes.
Tell me about that in relation to the people you're supplying.
In terms of complying with URA, that means my business has to be registered. Once it's registered, I'll be able to sell to hotels, because definitely for them to pay me, I'll need a TIN number. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Frida. That was a beautiful presentation. And please take note of the numbers, the issues that have been asked,
Yes.
so that they are better articulated. Another round of applause for Frida. All right, we'll move into our next presenter, and that is Maureen. Please clap for Maureen as she comes up.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Maureen Seraji, and I'm here to present a business called Nutrition and Wellness Hub. I am passionate about nutrition and wellness. I'm passionate about healthy living amongst our families, in our communities, and that's why I came up with this business. The problem I'm trying to solve is bad eating habits, poor eating habits, a lack of exercise in our lives, and that's the problem I'm trying to solve. What value am I adding to the community? I'm going to give people accessible and affordable healthy meals. We have people in offices who don't have time to go out and look for food. So I'm trying to target the corporates, people who are into healthy eating, and I'm trying to target families. Because I believe once we start from families, it is going to do a ripple effect into our kids, into our communities. What are some of the things we buy for our children when we go and pick them up? Snacks, processed foods. So I'm trying to bring in the healthy aspect in our lives. Most people go to hospitals. Why? Because they're eating bad food. They're not taking note of their proportions as they're eating food. They have a lot of matoke, a lot of posho, and little greens. Yeah? So that's the problem I'm trying to solve. Value addition, I'm also going to sensitize on this, because personally when I went out to do this, I didn't know what is healthy living. What does that even mean? So I know most people have those questions, like what does it mean to be healthy? So I'm going to do a sensitization on that. And my customer segments, like I said, the corporates. They sit from 8 to 5. They don't have time to go out and get food. I have people who already know that they have to be healthy, people who are diabetic, people who are in hospitals. The doctors are telling them you need to change your diet, but they don't know where to start from. I'll be that gap that bridges that problem. Yeah? What are the things I need? I need rent. Right now I'm operating from home. And I need to expand from that place. I need to grow. So I need a place, a kitchen. I need to set it up. And I need salaries. I need assets. I need things that I can use in my kitchen. Yeah? Revenue streams. I'm looking at the meals I'm going to sell, the salads, the organic foods. One of the things I'm looking at is having a nutri shop where parents can come in and buy healthy snacks for their kids. Someone can come in and buy a healthy smoothie for their families, yeah? So I'm also looking at meal plans. Sometimes you don't want to come to my place. How can I be able to do this at home? I'll be able to prepare a meal plan for you, advise you on what type of foods to put in. Yes? Why should you invest in me? I'll be able to solve a lot of healthy issues. We have people who, you know that there's a rise in cancer right now, even in children, obesity in young children. Why? Because parents don't have the time to monitor what their kids are eating. I want to come in and solve that problem. And that's why I'm pitching this business. I'm looking at a generational impact. I'm looking at a ripple effect in our lives so that we can be able to enjoy the money that we're struggling to make right now. Because what's the point of working 24/7? And then at the end of the day, your health is not able to sustain that. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maureen, for the presentation. Just two questions I wanted to ask you. One, I didn't clearly understand your unique selling proposition, how uniquely you're placed and how you are going to gain an advantage over competition. You understand that there's so many people doing these things, so many people. Everywhere there are juices, detoxing, you know, so many things. Some of these people are actually trained nutritionists. I don't know. I want to know how you're going to make sure that you stand out.
Okay, so one of the things I'm trying to do is not to give you a quick fix. Yes, we have people who are doing this, but most of them are just looking at fixing it at that particular time. Come in, get your salads, get your meal plan, but I want to sensitize. Why? Because once I get you to know why you're doing it, because it's not even about people coming into my shop. I want to be able to see a difference in the homes. I want it to be a generational thing. So when I teach you, why should you start this journey? For example, Dr. Noelin and your family, why should you embark on this journey? It's going to create a ripple effect that even if you don't come to me and buy from me, but I know that I'm creating value in your lives. And that's the difference, because most of the places I visited who are doing this, most of them are looking at sales, are looking at supplies, but I'm looking at what is the why. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not able to sustain that money that I'm paying, 25,000 per day, am I able to still go back home and prepare that healthy meal for myself and for my family? So that's what makes me stand out. I'm going to sensitize. That's what I'm focusing on. And then also ensure that even in your home, you're able to do it without me being there. That you don't have to bring the money to me, but I'm looking at a generational impact.
And how do you plan to make sure that you are in good books with the regulators?
With that?
The regulators.
Yes, of course I have to register my business. I have to go to URA, URSB. I have to make sure that my kitchen cases here when it comes, of course they have to inspect my kitchen area. It has to be, I have to put in quality controls. I have to ensure that my food is clean, because those are some of the things that they will look at. Is my place clean? Are the people who I'm working with, are they clean? Are they smart? You know, because at the end of the day, they first look at me, they look at the people who are serving the food before they actually give me a permit or something like that. Yeah.
Two things. One, you seem to have more than one business in one. You're selling healthy living. In your speech, you're pitching health sensitization, advocacy. Which of those are you selling?
And I sell both because at the end of the day, I don't want to just give you a quick fix.
Okay.
I want to first sensitize you on why you need my products, and then if you are willing to come on board with me, I'll be able to provide you the meals. Because the why is very important. Why do you want to start a healthy journey with a nutrition and wellness hub? I have to first sensitize you before I bring you on as a client, because that's what people are doing. People are just getting people. I want to start a healthy diet. But I want to sensitize. I want to add value to you, that even when you don't come to me to buy that product, you are able to go in your own home and be able to prepare those meals for yourself.
Yeah. So that's again, I'll go back. You're saying you want to do two businesses. You want to be able to teach, change people's minds. That's the whole business. Then there's another business of I'll prepare meals. I'll give you the ingredients you need. Now, of those two, the field you're in needs a professional.
That's true.
So my question is, are you a nutritionist?
No, I'm not. But I have a nutritionist and I have a doctor that I'm partnering with for people who have diabetes, people who have been recommended by the doctor that you need to change your meals. Yeah.
What is your cost on those two?
For a doctor, he comes in when needed. So I'm looking at 500,000.
Okay. Okay.
So if it's consultation, he comes in 50,000. Okay. But if he needs to work with a client,
okay.
Yeah, for a nutritionist, of course, when you come in, you find the nutritionist already there. You have to do a consultation with them of 50,000 for them to be able to work with you.
So the one of nutrition is full-time? So
Yes,
I'm hearing.
that's true.
And the doctor comes in once?
Comes in when we have diabetics clients, people who really need medical help.
I'm running out of time. What is your average client spend? How much money does a client spend when it comes to you?
So we have weight loss plans. A client pays 800,000 per month.
800,000?
Yes, we prepare the meals, breakfast, lunch, and supper for a month.
The lowest is 800,000?
Yes.
How much does it take you to have that client? What's the cost price?
How long?
What's the cost price?
The cost price for preparing and everything else, 500, because I have to prepare for a month.
So a month you spend on each client 500 and you charge them 800?
Yes.
What's the percentage of profit do you have there?
Pastor Chimoli. I'm not...
You're looking at almost 30 to 40%.
Yes. And I think that's my lowest. That's my lowest price, because I could go higher depending on the clientele I receive.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Maureen. Critical thing for you to think about is the numbers, because that's a question, and also your business model, to consider whether you want to do both or you want to capitalize on one, because one definitely has a stronger point than the other, but at the end of the day, it's for you to decide. Thank you very much for that beautiful presentation. All right, let's move to our third presenter, and that is Elizabeth.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I thought I was after someone else. I was still trying to calm my nerves. Yeah, so my business idea is a communications hub. And that's the name of the business is Inkit. And the tagline, Inkit. Yeah. Yeah. And the tagline is Tell Your Story. So the idea behind that business is to support three major kinds of clients. The first one being book authors. We have people who have beautiful stories to tell and a lot of knowledge to share, and we still have that knowledge gap in Uganda. But of course, the truth is that not everyone is born a writer, not everyone has the ability to bring out their knowledge in writing. So for book authors, I offer editorial services, We sit down together and build up the idea from the ground up. Give them all that support, research, and get their book proofread. By the time it's out there, it's perfect, good to go. Then for non-profit organizations, I provide a number of services. One being program documentation, because a lot of people are implementing things and they find it hard to keep track of all the project milestones and then put them in a report and report to their donors. And when there are conferences, I provide repertorying services. I also support with branding, making sure that they have their brand all together. Yeah, then the third thing I want to do, which is starting this year, is book authoring, targeting children and teens. And why I'm targeting children is because when I became a mom, I realized that there was a dearth in resources for parents, especially relating to Uganda. You look around and most of the books, you can't really relate to them. They are not culturally relevant. Or if you want to know how to do a particular thing, for instance, she was talking about nutrition. If I want to feed my child, where do I get that information? Relating to Ugandan foods, where do I get that information? There's nowhere to find it. Yeah, so that's why I'm going into authoring as well. Yeah, so the value proposition that I have been providing and which clients are really happy with is I give a personalized approach. So every person that I work with feel like they're the only client. Even when I have 5 or 10 clients, it doesn't matter. When you're working with me, you feel like you're the only person and I'm focused on you and I provide extra support. I don't stop at, you want editing, but I will tell you, you know what, like recently, my book editing client was telling me, I first write my notes in somewhere, then I get them, and I told him, no, just, upload Google Docs on your phone anytime you have an idea, and you think people are supposed to know that, but they don't always. So you provide that sort of support. Yeah, then, because I'm a creative, my solutions are always innovative. Like I'll sit down with you, you tell me what your challenge is with communications, especially for nonprofits, and we come up with really brilliant ideas. Yeah, so the other thing is, of course, for the nonprofits, providing the brand toolkits and templates that they need so that if you're presenting, it's not all over the place, you're using blue, green, black, yellow, and yeah, so you have like a brand identity. Yeah, so the course structure, of course I need to do marketing courses because my main problem and why I joined this class is because I needed to learn how to market my business. I'm very good at coming up with ideas, selling them, that's where the problem is. I've only been relying on referrals and someone is happy with my work and they refer me, but now that I'm actually establishing it as a business, I need to market it. Then I also need to invest in editorial software. So far I've been using Grammarly, but the free version, and I want to pay for it because the premium version offers more services for editing, and that's about 800,000 a year. Then also attending networking events, exhibitions, so that I can get that sort of value and clients. Then internet access, and I also want to establish a remote office space so that I can get myself in that sort of business mindset. Yeah, so that's about it. Yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Do we have any questions or feedback? Definitely you have a good grip on who the customer is and what you want to do. I'm curious to know, what are the average rate cards in terms of your revenue streams? What are the rate cards you're working with for some of the services you're already offering? Okay, so for book editing, I charge 10,000 per page if it's 1 to 99 pages, and then 7,000 if it's 100 pages and more. Then for non-profit organizations, if it's rapporteuring for a day or coming up with branding, designing, all that, I've been charging 650,000 per day.
But of course, this is going to vary now that I'm offering other services. So I'm looking at 400 to 650,000 per day, depending on how big the nonprofit is, what their budget is. So I'm flexible in that. Then for books, because realistically we're still trying to build a culture of reading and people don't invest so much, I'm looking at 10,000, 20,000 per book for children's books, and then 15 to 20,000 per book. Just very simple, visually appealing and informative books. So those are the records I have.
So for the NGOs, are those one-off rates or are they retainer? Have you considered retainer, or you're just going in for one-off kind of assignments?
So I'm only working with one so far, and because their work is seasonal, they have seasons when they're busy, because these non-profits already have communications professions on board. They need you when it's busy and they want to do reports and they want to do a conference, and yeah, so that's why so far we have one off, because earlier in the year, not so busy. Towards the end of the year, very busy. Yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. For me, my concern is about the poor reading culture you've talked about.
The what?
The poor reading culture in Uganda that you've talked about.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned about whether you have a strong clientele base, because we've said that Ugandans have a poor reading culture. So, are you sure you're in the right space, the right business?
I mean, it's one of the services, but at the same time, I think it's something that we can develop, right? Yeah, I think you can get people to start reading, especially with the millennials and onwards. People are looking for information now. I think it's changing very slowly, but it's changing, and I don't want to wait until there's like a revolution of, readers that I'll start this business, but I think people can actually be convinced. And one of the other things that I started thinking about is coming up with events, like during the holidays, can you get people to Uganda Museum or something and read and have a day when children are being read to and activities like that. But again, this is new business and I'll need to navigate it to see how it works. Yeah.
Elizabeth, thank you for this. I think the thing that I liked was the local content. I think unearthing and being able to bring it out, for me, that would be the selling value. When I look at everything else people are doing, we have very few players in that field. The question I have for you is, one, it's all under communication. Of these things, which one is the low-hanging fruit?
I would say both the non-profits and book and editing are low-hanging fruits for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So editing books and
supporting non-profits.
Non-profits is a low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Which one has the greatest margin of profit?
Supporting non-profits.
Supporting non-profits.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one are you most passionate about?
The third one.
Which one is
Ironically,
that?
which is book authoring and supporting
authoring.
families.
I thought so.
Yeah.
So, which one has a multiplier effect at 100, 300, 400 million?
Again, supporting non-profits. Truthfully, right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think you need to do a bit of reconciliation that. Mm-hmm. If I invested in my passion, what would that do? I think there is a bit of tension. I could sense in your presentation, there's a bit of tension there.
Yeah.
The other one I want you to think about is we are moving away from paper books. Mm-hmm. What I expected you to pitch for me today was how you can digitalize that my little grandson or daughter can be able to read everything that is here.
Yeah, so down the line, one of the things that I want to actually develop is an app that would be able to do that.
Story, reading up.
Yeah.
I think for me, that would be a place that I saw you need to just think through.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. We'll move to our fourth presenter, that's Anita. Just a reminder for all of us who are coming up, that stand there is where you need to be standing so that the cameraman has a very good view.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anita Akanishka, presenting Thea Mobile Shop. Thea Mobile Shop is solving a problem of mobility, and I would call it, for lack of a better word, selling a variety of products that schools, office spaces would need. Instead of finding them in different places, let's say Chikubo, you go to stationery, to Nasa Road, you would rather find them in one place, in a pool of one place. And then I'm looking at my target market are the schools, office spaces, the banks, and then the homes. What products will I be offering? That is the stationery, cleaning materials, the sports items, the kids' toys, and other things related to what schools would require to start or operate, or the offices and the banks. What is going to set me apart from my competitors are, I've already said, the fact that you're going to order something and you receive it on the same day you have ordered for it. That's what I'm looking at, and also finding those variety of products in one place. How am I going to find my first customers? For now, that is referrals or connections. You get someone to connect you, so and so can do this for you. Then the samples, that is in regards to like the cleaning items. Some customers would want to know how your products will work, how effective are they. Just giving an example of, let's say, like liquid soap that would clean around the house. And then physical visits or walk-ins. You walk into a school, you give them a flyer and explain to them the kind of product you're offering. Then the social media platforms, planning on opening maybe our Instagram, TikTok, so that I can also get those customers that are on those social media spaces. What am I doing currently? Partnerships. Looking at the manufacturers, the suppliers, the delivery spaces, the services, those would be people like, just in case I'm not available to deliver the orders on my own, I can call a border person or an Uber to deliver those for me. And then looking at the porters as well, there are those heavy orders that schools would make since they are ordering in bulk, someone to carry or ferry them to the car or to the delivery van so that they get delivered. My key activities apparently working on how to know customer service, how to get to know how I can serve the customers well, and what are their tastes and preferences from the schools, and that then the marketing the business. The flyers, how am I doing that? And then the key resources that I'm looking at, employees for assistance just in case I'm not available and an order has been made. Who else can be there to help out? The delivery services, those can as well help. The online platforms for sale, just like I said, the social media platforms could be a very good help. And then my revenue streams. The stationery, cleaning items, sports items, utensils, the kids' toys, all those. And then what is my cost structure? I put it is dependent on the size of the order that can be made, because you'll find a school of 100 students is not going to make the same order like a school that has 500 students. So apparently I'm looking at those that have a low number for now, that can take a low order, and marketing expenses, looking at airtime in case an order comes through, looking at an internet, how I post my products so that they get to know about them, looking at the cost of the samples, just in case a customer asks for a sample. Can I get a sample of like liquid soap? How would I do that? And how am I getting it? Employee services. Yeah, for now, that's it, but I'm looking at a bigger picture in case the business grows. That means I'll have to register the business, I'll have to get shelves on how to stock this, store these products, and rent out a space where someone can come physically into the shop and looks at what I'm offering. Yeah, for now, that's it.
Well done, Anita. This is an improvement from Wednesday presentation, so thank you for putting in the extra effort. Sounds a lot more clearer, a lot more focused. Most of it was clear when it came to your cost structures, so I realized that you put employee expenses to 300 to 400,000, and there are quite a number of people that you're working with. That also means inevitably you're not paying yourself.
I didn't put employee assist. I would fall in that for now. Since I'm starting small, I would say something. Remuneration for a month, let's say about 100. And then deliveries, making small deliveries wouldn't cost a lot. You'd get like a border guy to deliver like at 20,000, 25, depending on the distance of which they are getting their things from to where they are delivering them to. So I thought through it.
Well, something to think about if you're going to employ people or if you intend to work full-time in your business, it's always good to put in that cost, because if you can't pay yourself from the business, the alternative would be to go find another job, and then this will forever be a gig, and gigs take forever to take off compared to businesses that you're running full-time.
Thank you.
Yes, Anita. Thank you so much. My question, I've not clearly understood the problem you are solving.
The problem I'm solving?
Yeah. That need that's not met in the market that are trying to fix.
Okay, you know how your schools are. They need sports items, they need stationery, they would need cleaning items to clean around the school, and most of these things are found in different spaces, like scattered. You will go to NASA for the stationery, some go to Chikubo for the maybe cleaning materials, some of them, and then there are also these scattered suppliers that are giving you maybe liquid soap and peppers. So to me, I would want, when I go to buy things for a school, I find them in one place, instead of moving to different places to pick all these things and bring them.
And what derives your passion? Where do you get your passion, that passion from?
I beg your pardon?
Where do you get that passion?
The passion?
Yeah, to do that business.
Let's say I'm a procurement officer where I work, and the fact that I've had a time to move around looking for different suppliers, it's really been a hassle. And it is something that I wouldn't want someone else who is in my place to go through. So I've gone through it, and I know it's some of the things I had to get out of my office, of my desk, and go personally looking for those people. So I can say I've built some muscle going around looking for those things, and I built a few relationships with the suppliers and a few of the manufacturers where I can get all these things in one place.
Thank you for this. I'm hearing about the problem. I'm not seeing where the money is coming from in terms of your sales. So you have a budget that tells me the structures you have put down here, but I don't see the value, because business is exchange. Business is not this. Yeah. It only becomes a business when there is exchange. Yeah. So what numbers are you looking at?
For now, I've been looking at, you know how you place an order and you're asking for a percentage down payment to get things delivered? And let's say, I'm just going to give an example of you made an order of 5 million, and I'm going to ask for a 50% down payment, and I'll also pick from, for now, my personal money to top up and get your goods delivered. And then we have a contract. Let's say I have a contract with the school as a supplier that 50% down payment, 50% on delivery, or I give you a grace period of 1 week to pay the rest of the money. That's what I've been looking at apparently.
So you want to throw your money to debt?
Not.
That's what you've just told me.
Not
50%, I'm going to throw it. I'm going to give it to someone.
Sort of.
The other question I have, what are the margins on the things you sell? The margins.
The margins. Can I give an example of like one item out of the stationery?
Please.
I go to a manufacturer of, let's say, a carton of the reams of papers. Normally, it is dependent on the quality or the brand I'm buying from. I'm just going to give you an example of crane paper, let's say 8 grammage. And I'm buying a carton from a manufacturer at 60,000. And I'm taking it to my supplier, selling at 80,000. So I'm getting a margin of the 20 from what I bought from the manufacturer to how I'm selling it to the supplier.
I think ideally what Pastor is trying to push for is, instead of working with margins as amounts, it could be easier to work with percentages. So people use percentages to say, this is my percentage margin on every product. So whatever amount you get it, you know that this is your percentage that must be added on for you to be able to sell. That would give you a quicker way of working things out than just trying to negotiate for every product. Other than that, that's all for the questions. Thank you so much for a beautiful presentation. Let's appreciate Anita, please. All right, we would like to move to our next presenter. That's number 5. Okay, that's Churabo Esther.
Good afternoon. My voice is so bad.
So sorry. What is it? Where are you wondering?
All right. My business is Kim Coffee Shop, and I'm pitching for 4 million shillings to be able to break even from the things I have not purchased, because now it deals with tea, snacks, and local food, and then I would want to do fast foods and juices and fruits for now. And I will target schools and hospitals and offices around the place, because there is a food problem around, and the hospitals that sell the food sell them expensively, and my prices will be, for now, I sell them 10,000 per plate. My customer relations will be, I will be offering affordable prices, timely delivery, and clean food, because you don't want someone to get sick in the stomach and get pylori. My value proposition will be consistency, quick service, timely delivery, excellence, quality food, and good customer care. My now resources, I have human capital, which is me, because I have the knowledge and the skills to perform, to cook and prepare food to my best of ability. I have the fridge, I have the cooker, I have the food display, and I have the utensils that help me in the smooth running of the Kim Coffee Shop. And my key partners will be the market suppliers that will be giving me rice, posho, the meat things, and then the distributors, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and the other Jessa products. For now, I am pursuing to get fridges from the beverage companies, so that because for now I have one fridge that I put in everything, the food, the drinks. So I'm pursuing for a fridge from them so that I separate everything. And then I did not indicate my cost structure, but I know a fryer costs at most 550. I dispense 700, and then I have rent expenses, and I have utilities and license, and I pay license for the business already. So, and my key activities will be making snacks, food. I do budgeting for the business, and fruit and juice making. My revenue streams I have in the business, I have mobile money that helps me get sales. And then I do catering services. If an office has a function, I'm able to give them food, I'm able to give them breakfast. And then there are also, there is a field of someone, I do wholesale for beverages. If someone wants a cartons of sodas, if they have an event, I'm able to supply them. And then the fruits and juice, yes.
Thank you, Esther. I hope I'm not responsible for that voice. I put a disclaimer outrightly. Yeah, great. Thank you for the presentation. One of the things that caught my attention is when you said, you know, one of your value proposition being the fact that you are very affordable, but I also know that affordable can actually be expensive to the business owner. So you said average, a plate of food goes for 10,000, which is really on the lower side in Kampala rates. And so I'm curious to know, what is your margin of that plate of food? What's your profit margin?
It's 100%, really. It's 100%, because if I buy a bunch of matoke, I am at 30,000. I am able to sell over 30 plates on it. So I have portion control.
Okay, I hear you. When you say 100% from a business wing, I am looking at you like, okay, did you just use air to come up with a product? Because there's definitely costs. It can be 100%, you're cooking, you're paying utilities, the rent, all that is part of a cost that goes into that plate of food in terms of right costing. So for me, it's just to encourage you to really go look again at the costing. That when you say this plate of food, you've incurred all the things that have gone into preparing that plate of food, so that you know your margins, and don't wake up one day and you just have sales, but actually the profit margins are not making sense, because also there might be things, your costs may not, but the expenses may be on the lower end, but as the volumes increase, those are going to increase. So you want to be sure that your margin is still making sense, even at scale. Just something for you to think about.
When I see the revenue streams you have, which one is working? Which one is your greatest revenue stream?
Catering services.
Catering services. What is your current profit on it?
Say 30%, because for breakfast, I'll charge 20% for tea and snacks. And for food, because I have to move out, I incur transport costs. So I charge a plate of food at 25,000. So
catering services is giving you more profit?
Yes, and mobile money.
And mobile money.
Yes.
So because this is business injection, I think you should have pitched around those two things, so that you can be able to scale them. If something can give you 30% profit, it means that when I outwork it, I don't need to put my little strength on wholesale, juice and all that. It doesn't mean I can't do it, but for the pitching, you put your best foot forward. Money is in catering and mobile money. The question is, how do we scale it? What scale are we looking at? What are the margins on that? Because then there you know that you're going to have your returns quickly. Because when you're injecting money as a businesswoman, you're looking at what is the return, what is the quickest way to convert that money into profit so that I can get my capital out. Two, every time you go into wholesale you're meaning selling things, right?
Yes.
It brings a new ball game.
No, I buy in large quantities. So because initially I'm selling like one soda, but if someone wants cartons, I'm
You
able
can
to
sell them.
Yes.
Okay. So I think for me those two are the main things on your business proposal that I think we need to concentrate on. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Esther. We'll move to our next presenter. Hey, some people. Lillian, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lillian Aliinza. The name of my company is 78 Ventures. And I hope the dream was big, but it kind of changed along the way as we got mentored. The idea was to do a one-stop financial service center, which has agency banking. But I guess we can start somewhere. So I will start with a mobile money center with a few accessories to, start that up. The main challenge I'm solving in my community, there are many garages, mechanics, other businesses, but oftentimes you realize that you're unable to access the amount of money you want to withdraw or use. So I wanted to solve that issue. So instead of going to many centers, someone can just come at my place and be able to get all that they need. So the people I'm targeting are the mechanics, the co-owners, the businesses in the area, and the passers-by. My value proposition, which will be my strength, is that I'll be a one-stop center, such that one can come and do all the transactions they need to do, and I hope to have all the available amounts of money that they require. And oftentimes, like I said, you're unable to get transactions earlier in the day, so if you open early, then that should help everyone. I hope to put a banner at the top of my shop so everyone knows what I do. Small tier billboards down there, pull a banner and a megaphone to call the people and tell them this is what I do. My key partners will be certainly people in the community who are doing businesses. Just in case you're stuck, you can refer them. But I also hope that they'll help me pull people to my place, because they can refer, go there to do what you want. The activities, of course, I need to require the gadgets that I need to use. I need to train on the operations of how they work and how the business works. And to get a shop, renting might be hard, but sub-renting may be a better option for a start. And then get all the necessary licenses, because with finances, most times you need licenses and all those clearances to be able to operate. And yes, those are resources I need: the gadgets, the money, which is the float, and the location. My cost structure really, as a start out, is I'll need rent. These go for maybe about 6 months, 1 million. So I hope to sub-rent for a start, because taking it out alone will be a bit tough, I believe. To get the phones to start, to get the float to start, and the branding. Simple shelving as well, and the furniture to start. In the business, we were told to add a few things that could boost the business, so you don't do one thing. So I hope to add some phone accessories, so those will probably go at 1.5, chargers, earphones, phone covers, things like that, that usually go along with phones and money transactions. And my revenue streams, of course, will be phone charging, which is something I figured most people do. You get in 500, 1K. With every phone charge, you can be able to get 100,000 a month. Mobile money commission, of course, that's based on the transactions that you're doing. So I hope to average at around 100, 200K for a start. And then the phone accessories, I'll get probably 50,000 from that on a monthly for a start. Yeah, but the dream is to go big and do transactions with banks and agencies and be able to pay bills and stuff like that. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lillian. What you're presenting is, I see it as something that many people are doing. So I'm yet to understand how different you're going to do it to make sure that you're well placed in the market.
Well, like I said, I'm targeting my community. The need I have seen there is that the services are actually not available. You have to walk quite a distance to get those services. And yes, there are many people there in the community, but they actually don't have the amounts of money that people need to transact. So if you need to withdraw 200,000, you start 50, 50, 50. But if they can come and get a transaction of 200,000 from one place, that is my value proposition. And the opening times, because oftentimes for people who wake up early, you realize that it's 8, and you're going to work, and people actually haven't opened. So if you're able to open early, you're able to tap into that earlier market. And like I said, I hope to be a one-stop center, such that someone can come and pay their bills and do all their transactions. Yes.
For every business to succeed, leadership, management is very important. So I want to understand how you intend to your labor structure. Are you going to be running it yourself? Are you going to hire someone? If you're hiring someone, did you forget to include the cost structure, something of the sort?
Yes, I noticed that after that I forgot to include it. But right now there's a lady I'm working with in the community who I've been supporting. So I'd engaged her about helping me because I have like a normal job. So she would be able to help. The beauty with the financial transactions is that there's financial statements. So you'd be able to leverage on that, but also being able to go in a bit early and start with her because I'm a bit flexible with my work, and then coming back early to balance and do that tiny little details.
Many people have started this business and they have failed. Why have they failed?
Security. Many people get tricked. And someone comes, tells you to do things, they give you fake money, and that's the #1 reason why people have failed.
So how are you going to succeed?
I'm going to put certainly money checking UV lights for starters, so someone can be able to trace the fake money. And then of course we're going to have, in the furniture structure, we're going to have that tiny little glass above. And then the advantage these days we have is we have ATM depositing machines. So at the end of every day, you're able to transact and deposit. So you don't have to stay with the cash, much cash.
Many transactions I've seen with heavy cash, even with our economy right now, people are being robbed on the gun. And yet that's your business proposal, your value. I don't hear you solving that.
Well, I guess it's something I need to think about. I understand the gun issue, but from the advice I got is you need to work in a place whereby you're close to a bank so that distance is less. So the less the distance, the less the risk. So there's a nearby ATM depositing machine around. So yes, I hear you between the distance of between this and this. It's probably something I need to think about.
When it comes to licenses, you spoke about, and those licenses,
yes,
what are they?
For you to do, of course, the bigger picture, like I said, was agency banking. You need to have trading license.
This business.
For this one, you need to have your numbers registered and officiated by MTN. So you have to get the number from the agent, the telecom company itself. So they have to register you. And if it's a business line, then you have to have all those documents. You have to have a trading license, you have to have many documents. Trading license, okay, the one I know is trading license, certificate of incorporation, particulars of person, depending on if it's a sole or what. Yeah, there are quite a list. I don't have all of them offered, but yes.
Lastly, and even for those that are out there, I want the what are the numbers when you say, I'm going to open up a mobile money thing, I'm planning to have maybe 30 transactions per day, averagely transactions, you do 2%, 3%, that helps me streamline revenue.
Okay.
Because that brings out the picture that now that's a business. And for me that's important, because you can put in 10, 20 million, but if we're not getting the output, we have just done a good activity, and yet we are for business.
Well, ideally for phone charging, for example, like I said, an average phone charging it is 500 shillings. Yeah? So if you're able to charge about 10 phones in a day, that's about 10 to 20. That's about 10,000. No, 5 to 10,000 a day. Multiply that by about 20 days, averagely 100K, because I put it a bit on the lower side to manage expectations. So I'm thinking that stream, those what I put are I can't say the numbers that I'm going to transact this many, but from the averages, those are the average monthly profits.
And that's what we should have had there.
Okay.
We look at, we said, this is, my target is, I'm going to start by investing a total of 6 million. My target is every day I should be making this and this, because it's about conversion. Business is not activity. Business is conversion. If we can't convert, we've just had a good walk into the business arena. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Lillian. All right, we'll move to our next presenter, and that is Maria. No. Viola, sorry.
Good afternoon. My name is Viola, and my business is Toddlers and Mums. What problem am I trying to solve? The problem I'm trying to solve is a one-stop center for expectant mothers. When they come into my shop, they'll be able to get everything at a go without moving around the city or moving around shops. One of my key partners, wholesale shops in that deal in children wear, wholesale shops that deal with pregnant mother things. In the long run, I know I'll go to China and partner with people in China to be able to procure things for myself than dealing with third-party wholesalers. What is my value proposition? My unique value proposition is mainly our unique expectant mother packages, hampers. They come, they find everything put together for them to pick. For example, I'm a mother, so I know what exactly a startup mother may need. So they'll find them already packed, but that can be changed according to your likes. And then have a mini play area, very mini play area with toys for children to play with as the mother's shop, toddlers, if you have a toddler. And it will be a one-stop center for mothers not to be able to walk around, because I know when you're pregnant, you want to shop at once and leave at once. What are my key resources? My key resources, I'm relying on social media advertisements and referrals from clients that I've served, or referrals from friends, families, and my nearby people. What is my cost structure? Rent, I'm thinking of finding a place of 500K, between 500K and 1 million. Electricity, because I don't need a lot of electricity, 100K per month. And an attendant, I'll need one for the start, 300K. Furnishing, 1.5 million, and then stock up and start up around 5 million. Basically, I'm looking at starting with 10, so if I win the 3, I'll be good to go. Okay, what are my channels? Basically, I'll use a delivery border guy, a freelance. I don't want it to be a cost on me, so it will be a freelance border guy, well known to me, that we shall be using. And then people just walk into the shop by reading the banner out there of what I offer. What is my customer relationships? How am I going to keep these relationships? How I'm going to keep these relationships is that I'm going to use the member, get member, how do they call it? member referrals, get member process where a member refers me to another member, and then they also get points for having referred me. You refer to me, then you get a point. The next time you come to buy, you may get a discount on what you're buying. And then have a database for my clients, send them congratulatory messages, and then also post on my status, post on Instagram, Facebook, of what I actually have, new things in stock for them to be able to know. My customer segments are mainly expectant mothers and mainly mid-income earners and clients who can afford spending between 35K and above. So my average rate card is around 35K for my products. Yeah, my revenue streams will be selling pampers, feeding bottles, formula, necessities for mothers, and then selling toys. Yeah, basically that is it.
Is that like by default? Thank you very much, Viola. Again, great improvement from our Wednesday presentation. Thank you for putting in the extra work and articulating. It sounds a lot better and a lot more clearer, the target that you're working with. So I was thinking about your revenue streams, and yeah, I like the fact that you have an average rate card. I think the sale of individual products here is one thing. I liked what you had talked about, the packages, because that's a faster moving thing, but also it gives you a lot more leverage, because I've looked at the expectant mothers packages, and oftentimes it's like a whole lot of products, which you think about, if you probably bought it one by one, you might get a cheaper deal, but for you, the convenience is what you're offering, and that would give you better. So again, thinking about around packages, whether it's for children and what, I think that will give you a higher traction on your sales than just the individual products. And I see the 35K as an average rate card. I don't know if you've also thought through what the margins are on that, because I know it's average, I understand that, but have you thought about on an average, on your average rate card, what does the margin look like?
The margin is between 10K and 5K.
Okay.
Between 5 to 10.
So your cost, your pricing is really, how are you, I see your cost structures, but what is your pricing method?
If I understand you well, but my pricing method is what percentage am I making on the product that I've procured. So if it's, let me say, a suit for a toddler. So if I've bought it, let me say at 20K, procured it at 20K, I expect to be selling it between 35, 40 and above. So the percentage is between around 50% and above.
You're working with a 50%
Yes.
margin. Okay. Quite on the higher side, but again, you know your customers and you know your base, which makes sense. So have you thought about location, because you're talking about rent?
Yes, location. I was looking at starting from Wandegea, Mengo, such places.
Okay.
Thank you so much for. So when you said expectant moms, what came to my mind, you're helping that mother maybe dress up well, have the right bras, have the right clothings. That's what came to my mind. When you started elaborating, I realized actually you are not about the mother, you're about the baby. Is that true?
No. It starts from the mother to the baby. So it's expectant mothers. If they can come and pick a dress or necessities when they're going to give birth, a mother kit, what they need in hospital. That is basically what I'm trying. So when they give birth, they also need to buy, I want to walk that journey with them, they also need to buy things for their babies at a certain age, That's what I'm looking for. Not the bras, not the dresses, but basically, if an expectant mother walks in and they know they're about to give birth, or they know they will give birth because an expectant mother knows at one point they'll give birth, what do they have to have for them to be able to go to that hospital to give birth to that child? So that's what I'm trying to solve, that they come and find them in one place and convenient.
You're trying to solve the Benson, the soap.
Yeah.
Those are the things.
Yes, basically. The Benson, the soap, the towels, everything that a mother needs to go and in hospital and have a comfortable startup as a mother.
Those things are already available. So why are you solving them? The mothers don't know where to get them.
The mothers know where to get them, but that's why I'm talking about being a one-stop center. That when you come, because I'm a mother and I've walked down the Mokwano area, I move from one place, get a bed, I move from one place, get a basin, I move from another place where they sell the beddings and everything, I buy. So now I want you come, sit, we offer these things to you, and then I know they are offered everywhere. But now I want to be a one-stop center. That's why I'm looking at hampers that you even come and find I've already packaged for you what you will need. This can be changed according to your likes and preferences, but I want you to come and you find them already packaged. If you don't want, we can change them. But basically, you're not going to go out there, move around the city like I did to be able to acquire these things.
My challenge with your business proposal is this. Mothers are very particular. There are people who use Ditto. There are others who use Johnson. There are others who use Protex. Then others who use Star. So what are you solving? Are you solving a Star? Are you solving Johnson? Are you solving Protex?
I am solving none of the above. If you look at my customer segment, I meet mid-income earners. I know what mid-income earners want. I know what they're looking for.
What would they want?
I know they would want unique, if you see up there, unique products. I know unique products. For example, Johnson's, they won't go for Star, they'll need a Johnson. Those are the target I'm marketing. I'm not targeting everyone out there who needs Star and everything. I have a segment that I'm targeting, and the ones that will need a Johnson, the ones that will be able to afford Pampers, not the other things. So those are the people I'm targeting.
So you're going to high-end people?
Mid-income earners, not high-end. I'm looking at mid-income, then and above the high-end, but I'm starting from the mid-income earners.
Then if that is the situation, I think you might need to change the strategy of marketing, because you're talking about renting. The crowd you're talking about has moved away from going to your rented premises. Everything now is where?
Online, yeah.
They don't want to come. They're in your office, but they want the things to come. So why do we have a shop? So I think you might need to change a strategy on how you're going to sell those commodities.
I would add to that, I think also what Pastor was driving, if you're looking at medium to high-end earners, you're not going to be just selling products, you need to be selling brands. They buy brands. So if you decide to go to China, which is where you want to go to, ideally you should be looking for brands where you're saying, for us, these are the brands. If you're looking for this, these are the kind of clothes we have, and that is what will separate you from the person down, what's that, Chikubo? Yes, that's what will separate them, because when they go to China, they bring everything. They bring the basics. Now for you, you can decide to capitalize, like when it comes to children's clothes, what are the high-end brands? When it comes to children accessories, what are the high-end brands? When it comes to diapers, what are the high-end brands? So that when I come, I'm not asking for diapers. You say, no, for us, we don't sell that brand. We have this and this and this. So that now your clients begin to associate you with particular brands, and that is what will keep them in your loop. And you should seriously consider what Pastor is saying. Maybe you need to have a storage, but not necessarily invest in a shop, because your kind of client might never come down, but they'd like to have that delivery made to where they are. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right now, I'd like to invite Maria. Maria, are you ready?
Good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon, Maria.
Have you ever been in a space and you feel you're suffocating? Have you ever been in your home and you feel it's stressing you and beating you everywhere, all sides? And you have a friend that has an apartment that is well decorated, well space planned, and well arranged. And you wish to spend all the time in the place, and every chance you get, you would go for the place. That's what we call interior designing. Interior designing affects emotions, it affects health, and it caters more for peace and your lifespan. By names of Naluma Maria, I'm an interior designer. Purchasing a diploma in interior designing, and I've reached the pitch of it. I'm graduating this month, and I want to thank God for that. So I started my career when I was in my first year, second semester, and I started small with doing wall hangings and recycling of tires, because I saw the value and I saw they were very much wasted and they could create something beautiful for an interior space. So I went in for it, and it has really never disappointed. That was one of my first revenue, or my first earning as a student and as a passionate interior designer. I got this dream. As we grow up, we children have the tendency of saying, I want to be a pilot, I want to be a doctor. As I was growing up, I wanted to be an architect or an interior designer, but as time went on, my mind focused on interior designing as a person, and I've grown to develop myself with the people around me and with the help of school and the society I live in. My key partnerships in this career, I'm focusing on material and furniture decorator items, suppliers, contractors, A&Bs, residentials, and offices. And I mostly go into home staging, office staging, as the portfolio is showing it all. I won't go so much into details. Our key channels to marketing ourselves as Area Interiors is social media, because this generation is really very blessed. You can reach anywhere without leaving your space and living where you are. And social media has got us covered with that. TikTok, Instagram. My Instagram page is Area Interiors, and my TikTok is at Area51. If you feel the need, you can tap your phones and follow me up. And my revenue streams will be consultation fees, where I would say my consultation runs for 2 hours, not more than that. And each consultation is charged $50. When you change it to Ugandan money, it's 557, because right now our dollar is at 3,800. And when you change it to Ugandan money, you get a stretch of 57. So that's where the profits and I as a person get paid from of the business. And the other thing is the commission from furnitures and decorators. Area Interiors, we don't make furniture, we don't sell art pieces, but we connect with people that are into the space of furniture and art pieces, because what creates a beautiful space is furniture and art pieces, and art tells a story. You can't do interior without having a story or creating a story for the client. project management fees. There Area Interiors charges concerning on how big your project is and how big the work will be and how big that and the time span the work will take. My cost structure, if I get invested in, I would use that money to get a camera, good camera or a phone that will help me take good pictures because interior designing is about pictures. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Beautiful, beautiful presentation. Yeah, it's also beautiful seeing young people. I know you're fresh from uni, and you're not even looking for jobs. You're like, guys, I'm ready to employ other people. Amazing, amazing stuff. So I do understand you've done some work before, right? So do you have active clients at the moment?
Right now, I'm having a contract that I have to handle next week, and we're in a process of purchasing products and materials that the client asked for, basing on the consultation and the talks we interacted with them.
Okay. On average, how long does it take you to deliver a single assignment? On average, how long does it take you to deliver a single assignment?
It depends on the space that I'm assigned to. If it's a 3-bedroomed house, it's at a maximum of 5 or 3 months. If the client is coordinating with Area Interiors and making good payments and on time, it can even go for 2 months because we cater for the client's comfort and the client's need to have their work done on time, because time is money and we have to treasure time.
And currently, your capacity, how many clients can you take on at the same time?
I can deal with 2 clients at the same time, not making them feel they are outplaced or I'm overweighing someone. I can take 2 clients at a time.
And averagely, what are your margins? Average?
It depends on the package that you've ordered for in Area Interiors. We have a gold package, and that gold package goes for a full house finishing and furnishing, and a tour or the help of a professional interior designer to help you select beautiful and good materials for your space. So we give that as an offer if you take the golden package, and we estimate the golden package on a range of 40 million if it's a 3-bedroom house or a 4-bedroom house, depending on how big the size of the room is, because it can be a 3-bedroom and the measurements are different.
Okay, so for a 40 million assignment, what's your margin? What's your profit margin?
For the 40 million, because it's a full finishing and furnishing, so I calculate that 20 million going off for the house filling, house furnishing, and lighting all together. So that 20 million will go to the business account. And as a person, I also have to get paid. Plus, I do not work alone, because it's being selfish to want things for yourself alone, knowing there are people out there that need the money. So you contract other people to work with you, and humanity is also part. When you connect with people, you get helped somewhere, somehow, no matter the class or the statuses.
Okay, so you have a lot of estimates that you're working with. All these questions I was driving at helping you think through what's your monthly budget for you to begin to work on monthly targets. If you know how much you need, you'll know how many clients you need to be able to meet that budget, and then for you to actually now work backwards to see, can we deliver the work in a shorter time so we can take on more clients and make more money? So that's something for you to think about.
Thank you.
I love your confidence.
Thank you.
Help me understand the science of color and lighting.
Let's take an example of a living room. It will bring out the picture very well. A living room is where everyone or every person sets their eyes first when they enter into a home. And your space defines you. So if your space is, you can project a different person outside. And when you're home, you're a different person. And what you explain to people differs. So for one to get full confidence and full trust in you, they will have to first reach your home. And your home defines you. Your sitting room is the conference room for our friends, for families, for gatherings. You can't take them to bedrooms because it's a private area. So the science in a living room is you put colors that attract, colors that bring relaxation, colors that bring togetherness and friendliness. And I wouldn't advise a living room to have a blue, because blue caters for health and it caters for healing. Because when you look at most health institutes, nurses are given blues, and most rooms are painted in blues because it gives you the comfort and trust that I will be safe in this place. So the living room is an exciting place where you gather and have fun. So put exciting colors, put interesting art pieces, lighting. These days we no longer use bulbs, we go for gypsum boards. Gypsum boards gives you the chance to express or to bring out the picture you want in a place. If you've invited friends to come at your place and you're into a movie, you'll use switches.
Make it short.
Short. You'll use switches to dim the light, to give you the cinema version of your home. And if you're in an exciting place, you're taking pictures, you switch and put on a bright light that will bring out the picture of the excitement. Yeah, so that's it.
How is the green economy related to interior design?
Sorry?
As a business model?
Sorry?
The green economy related to interior design as a business model you're proposing to us?
I'm not getting that first.
How is the green economy related to the business model you're proposing to us?
Simplify the question for me.
Okay. Oh, yeah. How is environmental sustainability related to your business model? Just keep it short.
Interior designing also caters for natural and the community. That's why I went into upcycling of tires, because when you look at tires, when they go into the ground, you won't grow anything from there. But if we have manpower that can join together and join that business and that part and take out rubber out of the environment, we would be a beautiful place with nature and everything.
Okay.
Transforming it into the form of beauty and...
Okay. The last one I want to do is, I'm over time. What sets you apart? Everything you spoke, I have seen, I've interacted with, I have heard. What sets you apart?
It's the passion. As we grow as we kids, I know you also had that.
Sorry. What does that mean?
It's the passion I have for what I'm doing. It's not about the money, but it's about how you make yourself happy. Because to go into a business and to bring it to come to life or to grow, you first have to have the passion, then you look at the money. So it's the passion. As I was growing up, I wanted to be an interior designer. And right now, I'm into the field that I wanted to. Of course, I'll give it my whole to make it shine.
Maria, I think for me, one of the learning moments here is when we say what sets you apart, the assumption is to say others don't have passion, which I don't think is true. What sets you apart is that there are many interior designers there's something you're offering to the world that the world has not seen, or they have seen it, but there's a twist you're putting to it, so that sets you apart. We drink drinks, but there's a difference between Coca-Cola and Pepsi. So you can't say there's passion behind. People don't buy passion. There's a product you're offering, and the product is interior design. It will be good for you to think about as a young lady, and this is so good. What is that is going to set me apart, so that my clients, because I will never see your passion until I interact with you, which you have already limited your market if that's the business motto you're going to do. So I would love you to just go think about that. What will set me apart? Just think about it, so that you see you can incorporate it in your business model.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome presentation. We'll quickly move on to the next person, and that is Joy. Oh, she's already here. You're welcome, Joy.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joy Ruth Magambo. I am a teacher by profession. I have a bachelor's degree in science, physics, and math. So I am trained to teach high school. But after graduating, my heart was for the children. So I have been working with the foundational years of 2 to 5 years for the last 10 years. In my experience working with the children and the parents, I realized that some parents are at home, they have the time to interact with their children, but at a certain point they are not so sure how to constructively engage their children. Other parents are actually not available. They're either abroad or they're within the country, but they are taking care of their jobs and businesses, and they do not have the time to engage their children. This has left the children to guardians who also have no clue. And all that has caused children these days to be glued to the screens. We have a rise in autism, attention deficit, hyperactive disorder, and many other disorders. And it's basically because of that lack of socializing with a human being, the lack of children interacting with their parents, with teachers, and everyone who can, we call them positive relationships, that can help the children to actually develop cognitive skills and all other skills that they need. So welcome to Venuk, where I am looking to constructively engage children from ages 1 to 16 years. I want them to become critical thinkers, problem solvers. In Venuk, they will be learning through play, and they will become creative and more imaginative. Bring your child on a weekend, bring your child in the holidays. If they have homework to do, bring them with their homework. If they have holiday work to do, I'm also open to support them with that, if you don't mind. If they're okay with their homework and they can do it by themselves, I will set up a nice corner for them to do their work, and then they can engage in the activities that will be offered at Venuk. So Venuk, I have a table set up behind. You can take a look. You will not find a toy car. You will not find a doll. We can have them, but I am focusing on items that bring out the creativity of a child, critical thinking, problem solving. I have puzzles, 3D puzzles and others. And I also have the educational materials. I have already invested in some of them. I thought it was little, but I actually, it's quite good. So at Venuk, they will be able to use those materials to develop those skills I have mentioned. Microstructure, I've already said that I've invested some, but I do not have a place to start. I will also need licenses, I need furniture. That is why I'm here, that if I can win that 3 million, I'll be able to start. My revenue streams, the children will be paying hourly, and if they need support with homework and holiday work, they can be an additional cost. And I'm also looking to support parents with their parenting. In my 10 years of working with the parents and the children, we have come across behaviors, we have come across issues where some of the parents actually opened up and said, I have no idea how to deal with this. And being a teacher, being a professional, I was able to suggest activities and things that they could do at home, which really helped them. I have made some projections. I didn't put it here because I did it just last night, to see whether this is actually an investment, a worthwhile investment. My time is up. In that, I did a projection using only 10 children as a sample. Those children attending VENUC for only 4 to 5 hours. And VENUC is able to make 1.3 million in 6 months, 7 million in a year, and so on. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Help me understand the children's hourly fees. I see 15, 10, 10, and 5.
The children's hourly fees, the first hour is the 15. The second hour is a 10, and the third, and then goes reducing, because we want them to come back. And we want them to enjoy longer without the parent feeling this is now too, yeah.
So ideally for 4 hours, a parent is going to be paying 40,000.
Yes.
Okay. And then is that the same for the homework?
Homework, I did 5,000, between 5 to 10,
Is that per
depending
hour
on.
Is that an hourly rate or just a standard rate?
That would be for a day.
For a day.
Because I'm thinking they would come with only what they can do within a day. Yeah. Holiday fees would be a little different, but yeah.
Okay.
Same as subject and topic. Now that would be a bit broader and would take obviously more than one day. If say we are giving support in mathematics, it would take a little longer, so those will come in.
Thank you, Joy. How unique are you going to run this? How uniquely are you going to run this? There are many very posh places, where people will want to take their children, where parents would want to take their children.
Yes.
So I want to hear more about your unique selling proposition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that question. In my research and in my experience, most places have the swings, they have the slides, they may have a water park, they have roller coasters where the child will scream their head off. And are they really learning something while they're screaming their head off? Not really. Like I mentioned, my toys. Someone was asking me a question at the table. What is the difference between yours and a daycare? Like I mentioned, most daycare centers will give your child porridge. They'll feed them well. They'll give them a place to rest. And the rest of the time, they'll put on cocomelon on a loop. I am going to constructively engage the children every single minute they are there. They are having fun. They want to be there. They are learning without even knowing they are learning.
You seem to be having a very big vision. It's a big vision you have. So do you plan to quit what you're doing currently and concentrate on the new baby, the business, or you have a team of people or workers you're bringing together to push this?
I would like to find the items that I need at the moment to begin, and I want to begin small, but I am thinking in just a matter of a few months, I would like to actually quit my job and focus on this. Yes, because also being a teacher, I've realized there's a lot of pressure. Parents have a lot of pressure, and they bring that to the parents. What kind of pressure is that? Most parents, from at least, I think most of the people sitting here, the way we learned You sing the ABCDs on the loop. You sing the 1, 2, 3s up to a certain number, day in, day out. And that was the learning. The writing, we've seen teachers who even force the child, hold their hand to write. But the pressure is really to do with what can the child write, what can the child, but cognitively, most of the children don't even understand what they're writing. I've seen that in the last 10 years I've been working with the children. And where I've been working with the children, we have tried to educate the parents. That is why I also put parenting support fees. I would like to educate the parents on what is really important. Is it only important to see the child having written A to Z, but they don't understand what they're writing? And after they have understood what they're writing in the book, there is knowledge that goes beyond. So the problem solving, the critical thinking.
Thank you, Joy. I think I've loved the unique selling point. I want to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
I can see the need. I can see how it's different from the daycares. From it that I see, I think one of the areas that I'm not seeing properly is conversion. How are you going to, because there is a mind shift in what you're talking about, which is a huge thing. So how is that, how you're going to deal with a mind shift and conversion so that it becomes a business and not a hobby or something that you're just doing for fun? That's where I don't see that you've done some good work there. And that also speaks into the marketing. So those conversion, I'm seeing numbers, but I'm not seeing the conversion. How do we get the parent or whoever has kids to bring them to you? That I don't see, because it has an element of mind conversion. Because daycares are going to look better than yours, but they are serving another purpose. They are play centers. Yours is cognitive ability, being able to expand what I put here, expanding the mind. And I like that. But it has to be a business. Yes. So I'm not, from all your conversation, I'm not seeing that. So I would love to hear that. But the second one is, your age range is way off. What you're explaining is for younger people, young children. I would say below 10, maybe even 7 and below, around 7 and below. It's when I hear you speak, it's what you're pitching for. You gave me a range of 1 to 16, and it's impossible.
What was the first?
The first question is the business. I don't see the business.
Okay, the numbers.
How are you converting?
First, the parents are going to bring the children because, honestly, some of them do not have the time. Parents want
They're going to take them to daycare.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to talk about?
I get what
because there is a mind shift you're talking about with the parents. They would rather take them to daycare. The value proposition you're proposing is absolutely incredible. Cognitive abilities. It is absolutely amazing. How do you get the parents there to give you business?
Yeah, I do have homework to do there.
Yep.
But already, I have done some work with some children. It was for friends and relatives. So, for example, last December, Pastor David told me, "Oh, you told me about this thing you want to do with children. I have visitors coming. They have some children between these ages. Can you come and engage them?" The report I left with that day, the parents were pleased that the children did some nice work, because I also gave them work that they could even take home. And they were also pleased that they had their adult meeting without any disturbance. So I have done some of that, and I know that those parents, when I open up, they would bring their children. I'm hoping to do more of that. you're very right. I need to do a lot of trainings, to help the parents understand the point of view. And I'm going to look into that. I have been developing myself. I have done some courses. I'm going to continue doing that to be able to step into that stage of even holding parent seminars, so they understand where I'm coming from with all the uniqueness.
Thank you, Joy. Definitely thinking about, I think, as Pastor was saying, what comes to mind is there's a specific kind of parent that appreciates that, not every parent. And so if you critically think about it, there are parents that are more intentional about the cognitive development of their children. A good place to start would be parents that are intentional about curriculums, parents that are invested in SEE and stuff like that. They are willing to wait for their child to turn 5 to take them to school. They're not in a hurry to take them at 2 years, meaning they are very intentional about how their children are growing. And I think that's the kind of parent you should be focusing on. So before you go pitching at Nakasero and Buganda Road and everywhere else, find the parent that is invested in their child. And that's the kind of parent you need.
Thank you very much. Just one response to the age range. Some of the products I have are even challenging adults. So
I think the dynamics of having the older children, then that means the facilities have to change. When I drop in my 2-year-old, I don't want my 2-year-old seated in the same room with a 16-year-old. Yeah. So those are things I'm concerned about. Every time that the age range changes, then my safety as a parent, I'm even more scared. Like, what are you doing to ensure that nothing is going to happen around here? Because children are children. So that's where he was coming from, in managing a smaller age bracket that can easily interact and that you can easily manage in the same space.
I get it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Another round of appreciation for Joy. We overtook short on that one. And the next presenter is Olga Irene. Please let's appreciate Olga. Give us some vibe.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Irene Olga Mpaji, and my business is Uthando Fragrances. Sorry? Uthando. Uthando is a Zulu word that means love. So it's Uthando Fragrances. My inspiration for this, partly it's a passion. I love a space that smells nice, but also fragrances. They bring love to our space. They soothe. They are peaceful, and they bring freshness into our space. My customers here, I'm looking at modern restaurants, I'm looking at hotels, decorators, I'm looking at modern spas and health clubs, offices, stores, homeowners, and car owners. My value proposition, how am I going to be different from the people that have fragrances? I'm not going to have the normal fragrances that are on the market. I'm not going to have a strawberry, I'm not going to have a vanilla. I'm going to have combinations of fragrances, and they are going to have unique names. Just like people fancy about Bath and Body, I'm going to have my unique names from culture. I have names like Sinza, Wamu, like togetherness. And I believe these are products that are going to go out there to the world. And I hope you are part of this journey. How am I going to keep up with my customers? I believe that with time, I'm going to be having new fragrances, since I'm mixing the scents myself to make one. So whenever I come up with a new scent, I'm going to be sending it out to my customers. And if they approve of it, I can have that in the market. Or if you feel you want the taste that I've given you, then I can supply you with more. And I'll keep on checking on my clients, really. And my channels really are going to be through social media. I'm not opening up a store anytime soon, but I'll push through social media. The key activities here is raising awareness. Most people in Uganda, they haven't yet embraced fragrances. And the products that I'm going to have are candles, scented candles, car perfumes, closet perfumes, diffusers, and most people here haven't really embraced them. So I have to sensitize them about the benefits of having a scent in a home or an office or in your car. Yes. My key resources, the wax melting machines, the soy wax that I'm going to be using. I'm not going to be using the wax that is sold here, because it burns out so fast. So I opted for the soy wax. Then the fragrances, the pouring jugs, the heat machines, containers, and the packaging materials. My key partners here are the suppliers of the key resources that I need, a delivery person, and the social media influencers, because they're going to help me push the product. Yes. My revenue streams, like I've stated, they are scented candles, car scents, closet perfumes, diffusers. And also, I hope with time I can be able to train more people to do this, because I believe it's a business that is going to grow. My cost structure, as stated there, I'm looking at about 5.4 million for a start. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olga. Beautiful presentation. Again, huge improvement from Wednesday. Thank you for putting in that time.
Thank you.
And for giving yourself a niche position. It sounds a lot better. I love the fragrance. I was thinking when you're talking about your value proposition, fragrances and scents is a good thing. One of the things that caught my mind was wondering if you position yourself around mood creation, because that's a thing that Ugandans understand. If you tell me when you're stressed, this is the scent you need, trust me, I'll be buying it. Because again, so it's going beyond just how you produce the scents. Your deeper research should be understanding a little bit of mood creation, a bit of psychology, and what particular scents trigger what. That is a huge space. Partly why Ugandans haven't bought into that stuff, because beyond just smelling good, they don't see what the other point. The reason why Ugandans have picked up with health living and nutrition, because they tell them, when you drink this leaf, this is what happens. When you drink this tea, this is what happens. Bring that to your business. Tell me, what does lavender do? Besides lavender smelling nice in my bathroom, what else does it trigger? What are the other, effects that are unknown to me? And that is how you're going to draw the market. So when we talk about sensitization, it shouldn't be this is what we do, but literally bring us to the conscious awareness of what do these things do beyond the sense. I feel like that would be a great marketing strategy for you in getting people to be able to buy into these products and services.
Thank you so much. Actually, what you're saying is what I've done. That's why I'm not having a strawberry or a vanilla. I'm sensitizing people and telling them, if you're home and you need to relax, this is the scent you should use. That's why I'm having unique names for my scents. Each scent is for a specific space. The scent that you're going to take to your bedroom is not the scent I'm going to give you for your living room, and it's not the same scent that I will put in a restaurant. Thank you.
As the proprietor of this business, what are your strengths in terms of capacity? Have you trained in this? Do you have experience in this? Where do you derive that strength, that leverage on yourself?
I've actually done a course on candle making, and it's where I have studied all this, and it's how I know that this scent helps with this scent helps with that. I have done a course on that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Irene, are you repackaging? Are you manufacturing?
I'm manufacturing.
You're manufacturing?
Yes, please.
Okay. That comes with compliance.
Yes, it does.
I didn't hear you speak about compliance.
With these products that I'm going to manufacture, most of my supplies are actually got from people that are already compliant with the laws. And how I'm going to be compliant, I'm going to register my business. Yeah? I'm going to register my business, and I'll be paying taxes to the government.
No, I'm not talking about the URI. Manufacturing is a new ballgame. Manufacturing, we are looking at approvals of product. We are looking at testing of product for safety, because the things you're talking about have healthy impacts on the people.
When I manufacture these candles, they have to go through UNBS.
Those are the things I'm talking about.
Yes. I have done some research, and if I am to put a candle on market, if I'm to sell it to a restaurant, they have to know that it has actually been credited by UNBS. So after manufacturing these products, I would have to take them to a particular section in UNBS so that they allow me to put it on the market.
So you said you've been doing this. Do you already have a stamp?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have just been doing testers. I haven't really started the manufacturing.
How do we manage reactions to fragrance?
Actually, most of these fragrances, they don't have any bad reactions to people. Because these fragrances, mostly the ones that are put in candles, yeah, you just light it and put it in a certain corner of the house. And some of the fragrances are actually just going to help you repel maybe a few insects in the house and give you the fragrance, but they don't really have any health effects to the people.
So all you're doing is candle?
Pardon me?
You're selling candles that have fragrance. Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm selling scented candles. There are car scents, closet scents, diffusers.
That's
Yeah.
why I asked that if you have any other scents you're selling, they react to bodies, they react to sinuses. I hope
Actually,
you know that.
all these scents, all these fragrances that go in all that I'm making, they are the same. They are the same products that I use, though it's a different way of making the products.
Different packaging, same ingredient.
Yes, different packaging and different process, but same products.
Thank you very much, Olga. We get to the next presenter. We have a gentleman coming up. Ivan, you're welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Ivan Musana, and I'm a software engineer by profession, and I'm here to pitch for J-Rains Cleaning and Fumigation Services Company. Yeah, so our vision is to impact the kingdom of God through business, and our mission is simple, is to elevate hygiene standards with our professional cleaning and fumigation services. Yeah, so to start with, I want to begin with my customer segment in this business. We have residential homes, we have organizations, malls, and car owners. And my value proposition is authentic quality of the cleaning or fumigation product. Yeah, my value proposition is authentic quality of the products that being used for cleaning or fumigation. Then maximum 4-hour stench. Then excellent handling of the property while working, and 24-hour service recovery. Then my customer relationships. One, how I intend to relate with my customers or to keep my clients, celebrate their birthdays, send clients special messages on different celebrate days like Christmas. You send them messages on Easter days and any other public holidays that we celebrate as a nation, and also to reach out to them in case of any query at the start. My channels, I'm using social media, I'm using WhatsApp, TikTok, physical visits of people, referrals, business cards, and phone calls. Then my key partners in this business is I'm using a boda rider as home me transport whatever I want him to transport for me, the machines. Then the cleaning product supplier who I already have now, my pest control product supplier who I already have now. Then my cost structure, my key resources, firstly, human resource, like if I go work, I've worked for 3 months now, and I'll show you some figures. The human resource, or the employee, because I'm not working alone, I get someone that I'm giving a wage. The machines that are being used, for now I'm using a vacuum cleaner, I'm using a scrubber, and I'm using another machine that sucks out the water. Yeah, because I work on couches, I work on mattresses, carpets, office chairs, all that. A fumigation pump is another machine that I use for fumigation. And also the other resource that I don't have but I need is an IT infrastructure like a computer. I need to keep my records. I need the computer, so I want to keep my records from start. How am I doing my profits, my finances, how am I paying my wages? So I need a computer. Then cost structure, I need to aim for the machines. I've made a survey, I've been in the market for the vacuum cleaner, scrubber, and the machine that gets out of the water, and the pump. I need to aim for research I have made. And also I need the overalls, that I need to be branded. All we need to be branded as we are working. We need to identify ourselves. And also for safety, I need overalls that will go for 90,000. And I also need safety equipment. Those are masks, gumboots, gloves. They are goggles that we use for fumigation, so that when you're spraying, the chemical can't just go straight to your eyes, because at times they're dangerous. I need there's a kind of it's like a cape, like if you see this engineers that they use it, but this one is a bit different. I can't find the right word for it, but I wear it on my head in case I'm fumigating on the roof. Let me give an example. If I'm fumigating, preventing against mosquitoes, I need to spray everywhere, almost every place, because if a mosquito comes and touches any part of the wall, it has to die instantly. So at times you have to fumigate on the wall or the ceiling, and that chemical has to fall down. So you need to be protected all over to avoid dangerous reactions from the chemical. Then total it is 2.141 or 2,140,000. Then revenue streams, like I said, for now the finances that are supporting my business are coming from fumigation fee. I said I'm running for 3 months now. I began in January and I've worked for 3 months now, and all the finances that have come in from the service, fumigation and the cleaning service that I've offered. And for these 3 months I've worked on 3 clients. And the profits I've gotten from these 3 clients for the last 3 months is 620,000. Now that 620,000, that is minus the chemical I've bought and the wage. So that's 620 plus chemical removed and transportation. But there, the 620,000, I haven't removed the hired machines, because I've hired machines from a friend that has been in the business for a long time. He's also kind of a mentor to me, because has been in the game for some time. But now on the 620,000, for me to remove the hired machines, which of the 3 clients I've worked on, I've hired machines and the fee is 190,000. And now the net profit after everything is 430,000. Then, but my projection is, for the next 6 months, this is what I'm looking at. I believe that every month I'm going to have 3 clients. Every month for now, because of the referrals I'm getting and how people are calling in. I believe every month I'm going to have 3 clients. Now, if I'm going to have 3 clients every month, and I have had 3 clients for 3 months, which means...
Just wrap up, it's okay.
Yeah, so meaning, in the 6 months, if I'm to work on the average of the prices I've displayed here, for this next 6 months, I'm going to have a profit of 3,720,000 from my mathematics for now. And I believe that's a good start for me. Yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Ivan. I want to know more about your human resources, the employees. Do you have guys on standby, or you have a team that you've assembled to do that? Yeah. That are available? Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, for now I have one person that I work with, and this person is available. Every time it's happened to me, my cousin, I just call him. Anytime I have work, I go with him, because I can't do this alone. For now, I go with him. So he's a ready person for me, and he's paid a wage every day after work. For him, I give him a wage of an agreed amount of money.
So I use people who do fumigation. I want to hear from you something very different from that person who does it for me.
Okay.
You get the point? Because I'm sure that the people you're going to be marketing to, how people are doing it for them. So I want something to convince me to drop those people and actually give you the business.
One, of course, now the question I've asked Mr. Rogers goes back to my value proposition. Well, when I said authentic quality of the cleaning or fumigation product, this is what I meant. Before I began, the people I hired, and even right now, what the clients ask for, what kind of products are you going to use? Let me give an example. In cleaning, the client I last worked on, somebody used the product that sort of her couch, well, you know, if you use jig and the place and you bleach, somebody's property just changes from the way it was, and now that's kind of a loss, and the person wouldn't even pay. So the product, how quality is it? Is it not going to damage the couch? Okay, have you examined the thing you're going to clean? How the product you're going to use? How is it dangerous to this? Does it connect to the surface of the chairs, maybe of the couch? So that's one of them. The other thing is what I've heard from clients is maximum 4 hours stench of the chemical. Many times clients ask, even me the ones I've heard even before I started, I ask them, how long does the chemical take to get out of my house? And when some people say that, but say 5 hours, but no, it's not true. People spray for people, and for 2 days the chemical is still in the house. So what I'm looking at is to have 4 maximum. That smell to be in your house after fumigation, maximum 4 hours, and it's done. And how I've identified the chemicals, because I've realized people go out there and get any chemical because it's cheap and can get them an abnormal profit, and they don't mind the client they're serving. But now I'll go for a good one, quite that I know it's not going to affect the client.
The different marketing channels, which one do you want to focus on most, and why? The different channels, which one do you want to focus on more, and why?
Yeah, for the different channels, the one I may, for now, because I'm just starting, referrals, of course social media on WhatsApp is also, right now I think social media is the one I'm using more because it's reaching a wide range of people. Even the people that are calling me right now that I haven't served but are contacting me, they are seeing through my statuses and the TikTok. But for now, it's social media and physical visits. I just visit Dr. Noel. I'm like, by the way, I offer this. I come for just a hi, what's up? But then I tell that I do fumigation, I do cleaning. Like, oh, so I'm using more of social media for now. Physical visits, and the physical visits and social media are causing referrals because people are calling me and ask them, how did you get to know me? They're like, so and so. So I think social media, number one, physical visits and referrals.
Thank you, Ivan. Good presentation. Between fumigation, cleaning, which one gives you the greatest profit?
Fumigation.
Fumigation, okay. I'd love, because you're already running the business, meaning you have had some good experience on it.
Somehow.
I thought when you are pitching your proposal, I thought you were going to concentrate on, this is what I'm able to make, a profit of 430. If I put this capital, this is where I will go. Because capital is helping me move from, this is my roadblock that I have, the reason why I'm not able to get to where I'm going. For those that are beginning, there's a lot of assumptions they have. For you who is already in the business, you're saying, no, guess what? Now I'm making 400. I want to jump to X. The roadblock I have is this. So I'm going to put in this money to remove this roadblock so that I can get to this. So I was waiting to hear that in your conversation.
Yeah, I think I said it, though I think it was a bit rushy. But for what I'm looking at, if I get this fund, because I need 2,141,000, and now if I have the 430,000 that I have, because now the greatest profit right now, the greatest expenditure I have is about machines. But if now I have the machines, if I get the money and I get the machines and I stop hiring machines, now I know that now that money is all going to be to the business.
My challenge with that is this. You're wanting 3 jobs.
I wanted 3 jobs.
That's what you told me. When you're pitching, you said you're going to be having an average of 3 jobs. You're now buying machines. Machines are going to be redundant.
No, for now, because 3 months have, like, to me, I've just started. But the 3 clients, honestly speaking, I'm just saying 3 clients, but people are calling in. And I can even have more. In a month, I can even have 10, according to what I see. But I just said 3 for just a projected profit figure. But honestly, I can have more than 5. Because I can do for you today, tomorrow I can have another client. So I just said that just a projected, just give the figures, how this maybe if I anticipate this is how it's going to be. But I'm going to have more than that.
So I think for me there, you need to do some cleanup. Because if you're going to do a capital investment on a machine that you're going to have every day, you better have a right target of what those machines are going to do. Otherwise, when I do the math, it's easier for you to what? To rent. So that you expand the business from a fumigation point of view. If you're going to have 3 or 5 clients, if you're buying machines, you better know that every week I'm churning out, I'm doing work. That's when it makes sense to invest in a capital investment.
Thank you very much, Ivan. And just to let us know, we just have 3 people to go. So our next presenter is Faith. Let's appreciate Faith as she comes up.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm a juice maker called Faith Juice. Everyone calls me Faith Juice. I hope you also adopt that name. I make juices for functions. I make juice for events and for individuals who are health conscious. I'm a bit nervous. Can I do it again? Sorry. And we buy our products as Faith Juice. Our value proposition is our juice is sugar-free, 100% natural. And I would love to share the samples with the judges to test and approve. It is sugar-free and very tasty. That is our value proposition. And we buy our fruits from market vendors in Nakawa, Nakasero. We basically hand pick. We buy, like, why our juices are tasty, we hand pick the ingredients, the fruits, from either Nakasero or Nakawa market. And our business is already existing. As you see, we have products already. We started in 2020 and we've been in operation for 3 years. We have so far done 18 events because our major source of income is events, and we have so far done 18 events since 2020. In 2020, we did 1 event. 2021, we did 3 events. We did 5 events in 2021. 2023, we did 9 events. This 2024, we did 1 event in Jan, but we are expecting, we have an event that's already booked for in May, and we expect other 2 events in July. Our profit margin is 50%, and on events, that's the juice we supply to events, profit margin is 50%, and for in-video sales, it goes up to 45%. In a week, we sell up to 25 liters in a week. That's individual sales. And in a month, we sell up to 100 liters. So we make a profit of 500,000 in a month on daily sales, individual sales. We make a profit of 500,000 from individual sales, individual or daily sales in a month on average, and a profit of 800,000 on average from events. That's if we do at least one event in a month.
How many liters do you sell a month?
A month, 100 liters.
And you make a profit of 500K?
Yes, please. What we need right now is we need more dispensers, because right now we have the capacity to do only 2 functions. But we would want to grow into doing like 4 functions on the same day. And we started with 1 dispenser. Right now we have like 8 dispensers. 8 dispensers can handle only 2 events. So for us to be able to do like 4 events, we need like more dispensers. We also need like more display tables. We started with 1 display table, but now we have 3. So we need more dispensers to be able to do more functions. Also, we need to add value to our juice and tap into a different market. Because our juice is fresh and sugar-free, we also want to tap into the market of schools. We want to get into schools, like do subscription-based sales. And to do that, we need skilling, to be like selling for skilling. I need knowledge to be able to improve on the shelf life of the juice, so that I can have space in supermarket, fridge space in supermarkets, shops, etc. Then I will be able to increase my sales.
Wow. Faith, I like what I hear. And I'm going to be honest, because that's who I am. What I have taken, I think this is my first time to take juice without sugar. And this is mango, right? Yeah, and it tastes good. So the product is not defect. It's a good product. So I want to appreciate you for that. Now, I'm not going to treat you as someone pitching for starting a business. I'm going to treat you as someone who is doing business, because I want to help you. I think your greatest challenge is not dispensers. Your greatest challenge is sales. You need someone to teach you how to sell. Money is not your problem. I'm serious. Why? Because you've given me good numbers here to look at. This month, this year, you've just done 1 event on a superb product. And I mean it. It's good. So that tells me the issue is not the product. And the issue is not dispensers, because you've just had what? 1 event. The issue is the level at which you're selling things. It simply means you need to now start selling at a high rate, turnover. If you can turn over, you'll have all the money you need to buy dispensers. And I'm glad you brought the product, because I would have told you the product you're selling, but the product is good. It is the selling. You had 1. Last year you did only 9 events. That's an embarrassment to the brand. You should be selling 9 in less than a month. So it tells me your problem is not a money issue, your problem is a sales issue. Because I know people who are selling good juice like this at this level, and they're making tons of money. They're fully booked. They actually chase away clients. So my suggestion to you would be this. Dr. Nolan and the team should be able to see someone who can work with you and help you in the area of sales.
Thank you so much.
Because once you sell, money will come. Otherwise, you're going to dump money on a problem which is not a what? A problem. Because even when you buy all these things, they will sit back because the exchange is not working well. Thank you, ma'am.
Meanwhile, can I comment something? I didn't mention that I make the juice. I have a 9 to 5 and the juice is a side business since the events are usually on weekends.
How much do they pay you in your workplace?
We can help you quick fast.
Anyway, that's why we need someone to work with you. Because I think you have something good. They are all agreeing. It's something good. So if you can just learn how to sell and you get a coach to hold your hand, I think soon you'll quit your job.
Thank you very much, Faith. For a sugar-free, this is the best I think I've had. Seriously.
Thank you.
Normally when they say sugar-free, I'm like,
yes, I didn't want to.
Not my kind of thing, but yeah, so thank you so much. Beautiful product. Yes, for the people who are trying to get off sugar. Anyway, I'll not market for Faith. Thank you very much, Faith. We'll move to the next presenter, and that is, yes, Julie, and then after that, we'll have a representative for Dr. Seth.
Good afternoon. My name is Juliet. I'm here for Dove Desserts. I'm a home baker. I do all sorts of cakes and pastries. I've been in operation for now 1.5 years. I've been focusing on cakes, celebration cakes, birthdays, graduation, then wedding cakes. I've also started being a decorator for hire, freelance decorator, for those who just bake and then they need a decorator. I usually make a profit of 40%, minimum of 40% for every birthday graduation cake. For Kwanjula cakes, it has to be 80% profit. Yes, a lot can happen along the way. Then for wedding cakes, it has to be 100% profit. Why am I here? I realized, okay, there is a lot of competition in the wedding cakes and all that. We are very many, but then I realized that there is actually a niche when it gets to desserts. And people now, Ugandans are now embracing the desserts. So I want to go desserts. That's why I'm here. I want to invest in desserts. For a dessert table, when I was doing my calculations and my research, the minimum for a dessert table goes for 100,000 for a service, full service. That's the least, and those are birthday parties, small graduation, that it goes for 1 million, and then the profit margin is 50% profit for desserts. So I'd love to go to the dessert side. It's less work, and you invest. Oh, yes, of course, there is the initial investment, and that is it. I have most of the things that I need, because for what I've been using for the baking of cakes is what I'm going to use for the desserts. What I need for the desserts, I need the tables. I need the tableware, cutlery, cookie jars, then turntables, cupcake holders, boxes, and then the branding. So that's why I'm here.
Voice doesn't.
Let your coach begin, then I will add on.
Thank you very much, Julie.
Because someone has said he's biased.
Someone is already biased, so
yeah, I actually have a sample for the desserts, and it's a chocolate mocha.
But they sugar-free.
It's fat-free.
Now, I was fasting. Now you're going to make me break my fast.
You're biased. All right, thank you very much, Julie. Great presentation. I like the improvement from the Wednesday feedback that you just focused exactly on what you want, which makes it very easy for us to understand where you are and where you want to go. I love the fact that you have answered the question that that would have come around value proposition, that you're already stepping out. You're distinguishing yourself from just every other baker, and you're going into a niche that maybe other people haven't fully explored. I missed, what was the percentage on the dessert?
50%.
50%.
Yeah.
That's what you're working with. All right. And what does the market demand look like? Does that match what you're offering as well?
Yes, it does. It's actually growing.
Okay.
And then I noticed, even for Kwanjula, you know these gifts that they give people when they're leaving, the key holders and what? You can actually do a small piece of cookies.
All right. For me, I am impressed with the change, and I really don't have so many questions. I'm just glad that you have pivoted into an area that really sets you out of just the whole baking group. Well done.
All right. Give me some numbers on the cake business. What is your turnover per week?
Per week? 5. Minimum of 5. No, I've had a maximum of 5. But then for when it's Christmas.
So let's look at January. What was your numbers? Average.
A week? Cakes, it was...
Like 2 cakes. So an average of 8.
No, it was 5.
5, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are looking at Jan altogether. How many cakes did you do? Did you sell?
20.
20. Feb?
Feb was not good. I did 5.
5. March?
March I did 6.
6. Okay. So you have an average of around almost 8 cakes. 8 to 10 cakes in 3 months. 20.
Yes. Oh,
20,
yeah.
25 plus 6, 31. Divide by 3 is what? What?
10 point something.
Around 10. Averagely, you sell out 10 cakes
Okay.
each month.
Yeah,
That
but
has 2 cakes
no,
every
for
week.
the first 2 quarters. But then the last quarter gets really good.
Okay, so give me the numbers of the last quarter.
For the last quarter, I can do 8.
October,
November, December.
December.
Yeah.
Are these the peaks?
Yes.
These are the peaks.
Yes.
So the rest of the months, you are averaging around 10.
Yes.
Then October, November, give me the average. The average is what?
October, the average is around 35.
35,
Same for November.
November, so you average 35 cakes.
Yes, then December it gets really good.
So altogether is what? What are we looking at? The average of November, December?
Maybe 20.
No, you're above 20. You are almost 35 cakes average.
Average, yeah.
The reason I'm doing these numbers
Okay.
is this. Your dessert, which is good, is related to cakes.
Yes, it is.
It is related to cake. Actually, cake can be what? Dessert.
No, dessert, we want it fat-free. Yeah, it can be dessert.
It can be.
Sure.
Now, the reason I'm dwelling on this is, again, I want to go back what we told Faith.
Okay.
How are you selling? Because if you're selling 35 cakes, if you're selling 10, it tells me that you're selling low and yet your product is good. That's what it's telling me. You're not aggressive in selling. Most people where they are, they're not struggling with product. They're struggling, with what? Product. You are not struggling with product. Why is it that every household shouldn't be buying your cakes? Every product should be eating your what? Cookies. So, 2 things I would suggest. The strategy should have been, how do I accelerate the business that I'm already doing? I don't know what that looks like. how do I sell? Bottom line, guys, business is about what? Selling. Selling. Otherwise, the cake business is going to be a cap to the dessert business. Yet when the cakes you are selling more, dessert will just flow in. The need, you will not even need to look for customers. Customers will be there. As you are supplying many people with cakes, the need will be there and say, hey, by the way, we also do what? I think you need to think about that and see how we can polish that. Product is good. Sell, sell, sell. I want you to sleep and wake up thinking about what? Sell. You're not selling enough. I want you in January to sell 35 cakes. December to sell 150 cakes. I want to be calling you and saying, I'm not seeing you at church. You're late. Because the orders are too many. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Julie. We have good problems. Problems are not the product, just sales. Lastly, but not least, Dr. Seth has an emergency, but he has a representative. So someone is going to be presenting on behalf of Dr. Seth. Unfortunately, I have been informed that that won't be fair to the other people who presented directly.
It can't. We can't let somebody else present for them. It becomes unfair to what? To the rest of the team.
But I'm part of the strategy team.
You see the hands? Hands are already up. They're saying, what's that? Yes. So it becomes unfair.
My sincere apology.
It's okay.
To Dr. Seth, I'm so sorry about that.
All right. That is the last presentation. I want to say thank you to all of you. Appreciate yourselves. Thank you so much. We're going to spend maybe 20 minutes. We want to add up. We want to discuss as judges. We want to discuss as judges. We want to discuss as judges. And then we were going to keep you anxiety, but we said no. We're going to tell you who the winners are after discussing. Okay. Do you want today or tomorrow? That's what your coaches said. I'd suggested tomorrow. They said no. Their coaches wanted them when? Today. So a couple of things are going to happen. Again, I'm going to say this. All of you are what? Winner. Why is that important? The goal for Jumpstart was for you to start a what? A business. Don't forget that. Number 2, all of you are going to get your certifications tomorrow. In the service, you're going to graduate from Jumpstart. All of you. 3, the winners are also going to be, who you'll get to know now. Tomorrow, that's when we'll be displaying it to the entire church. Because the monies that we are going to give you are monies from where? Church. So we have to be accountable to what? Church. The church needs to see that this is what is going to happen. That money, this is how we're going to do it. Because I don't want, sometimes words go out, church promised this, and they did this. This is the process. You and your coaches, Mama and Dr. Noelin, when you are the winner, you're going to be, the money is already there. You'll go and start a business and put in your whatever money. You can choose and put in 10. That's okay. Your coaches will know about that. Then your coaches will requisition that 3 million and what? Add. Do you get the process? The process is not church gives you money. Then you start. The process is you put in money, you start. Then your coaches come, they will see, advise, do this, and then give you the what? The money. The money from church is already what? There. But we want you to put in the foot in the business first. Because many of us, things are where? Here. We want you to put in the legs. And then we invest in it. So that's what is going to happen. Who is the contact person? Don't call me. Call who? Call her. Amina. All right, let's just finish up and then doctor will declare who are the winners.
Ani ali amanyi ndiwo obujulizi buno naddala mu seno ejjudde amayengo. Ani yasuubira ndikuba ettendo lino naddala luli Goliaasi we yalumba. Abadde Katonda gwe nsinza, oyo Katonda gwe ntenda. Abadde Katonda gwe nsinza, oyo Katonda gwe ntenda.
Hello, can we have our seats? We make this announcement and then we can go and celebrate, right? No pressure, no heart attacks, no nothing, no beef, no wahala. All right, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for walking this journey to the very end. When we opened up the call for Jumpstart, we had over 70 people sign up. The first call had 70 plus people. The numbers kept diminishing as the classes went by. The last class had about close to 40. We were 30 something coming to 40 people. Then the pitching, 18 people showed up. That's the point where I'm like, okay, wow, what happened to the others? I don't know, especially the men. And then for the final pitching, we've had 14 of you. So congratulations, just having come this far. That in of itself is a milestone. So thank you for pushing your business. Would also like to say that this is not the end of the journey for all of us. Esther is going to add us to a WhatsApp group, and we're going to continue journeying with you for the next 3 months. We'll be having some master classes on additional support, additional training. It will be a space for you to also ask questions, things that are unclear, you're looking for contact. We basically want to create that kind of business support space. So even having come this far, you have already won. And now, hey, this is a hard one. So this has been hard for us to decide. So we know that we have 3 winners that are getting the cash prizes. We have also come up with another category of prizes, right? Non-cash prizes. So based on the scores, we have 3 people that are going to get cash prizes and 3 people. So all of us are going to be part of the WhatsApp. But then the other 3 are also going to get one-on-one coaching with experts for 3 months. That is like 12 weeks one-on-one coaching. So our 3 people that have won the coaching packages in no order. I don't want to say the best there. Yeah, the 3 people that have won the coaching packages, we really looked at your business, your traction, where you are, and what would be the best return, depending on where you are. We know that with a little bit of support and push, you're actually going to grow. So in the coaching packages, we have Julie, Nantongo, we have Faith Nabaigwa, and we have Elizabeth Buhungiro. I hope I got your name right. So you'll be attached to business coaches that are going to work with you on a weekly sessions, just so people better understand your business, work on strategy and work on different things. So that's your offer. And now for the 3 winners, financial prizes. In third position, we have, drum rolls, we have Anita in the third position. Anita, congratulations. You're in our third position. And in the second position, someone can even get a heart attack. In the second position, we have Magambo Joy. Congratulations, Joy. You're the second prize winner. And our winner for this Jumpstart pitching competition is Ivan. The only man standing. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. Tomorrow, we'll be giving out certificates to all the 18 people that pitched on Wednesday. So please be in church. We'll do that in service. You'll get your certificate. We promised you. You pitch, you get a certificate. So you're getting a certificate of completion. The people that have won will also be using the dummy checks to take the pictures, so invite your people. And yes, it is worth celebrating. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a beautiful afternoon.